Hello, Tom Kosnick, founding partner of Devices Group, here with Maurice Fuller, founder of Staffing Tec, with our 3 minutes of wisdom. Maurice, welcome.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yes. Hey, Maurice, you and I have talked so much about the new business model, being in the office, working from home. We know that going forward, that's going to for sure be the new business model. So tell us, from your perspective, why is it so important for staffing firms to get really good at managing people working remotely?
Yeah, well, as you mentioned, that's the future of our industry, is more and more people working from home. I think being forced to work from home, we've really come to grips with the reality of making that work. And what's interesting is that staffing firms are seeing terrific results. For the most part, staffing firms seem to be seeing higher levels of productivity with their teams working remotely than in the office. Now, in some cases, staffing firms really feed off that energy of teams working together. If you have newer recruiters and you're ramping up newer recruiters and training them, that may be a little bit more challenging in the remote environment, but it's absolutely doable with the right set of technology. So we're seeing higher levels of productivity because people have reduced commute times. But interestingly, SIA did some survey work, and they have found that employees that have the option to work remotely are significantly more satisfied with their jobs. So there's so many reasons why we want to get good at working remotely. And also, of course, the financial reasons. Being able to have a lower real estate footprint can really help reduce our operating expenses.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Hey, let's talk about processes.
Sure.
What processes should staffing firms use to manage their teams remotely?
Yeah, well, having clear performance objectives up and down through the organization is really essential to achieving success. So when you have top level objectives that cascade down through the organization, then you can manage to those objectives. And so having daily calls with your recruiting team, I think, is incredibly important. Daily stand-up meetings, just like you would do in person, helps keep everybody on track. But then if you're managing, also having one-on-one meetings with the folks on your team is also essential to ensuring that everybody is aligned with where you're headed with the organization.
Hey, and Maurice, technologies. What are the best technologies to use regarding managing people remotely?
Yeah, again, having performance objectives clearly articulated, but there's a lot of really great tools out there to support remote operations. And it starts with everything being in the cloud. Every piece of technology needs to be able to operate efficiently in the cloud. Having a great telephone system that allows your team to communicate well, like a cloud call, is absolutely essential. Having collaboration tools in place like Microsoft Teams or Slack is also what's going to drive higher levels of productivity.
Yeah, all good stuff. Any one piece of wisdom that you can leave with our listeners that for sure you got to do this regarding managing employees remotely?
Yeah, again, the daily meetings, I think, is one of the most important things that you can be doing to ensure that your entire team is on track. But then having multiple tools to allow communications between members of your team. And I would also say automation is also possibly the most important thing that's happening in the staffing industry right now. So investing in automation and automation tools to help your recruiters and sales execs operate at a higher level of value added, I think, is paramount to success.
Hey, so the money we're saving on office space, we can invest in automation tools.
That's a great way of thinking about it. Yeah. When that lease comes up for renewing your office space, maybe take less space and then invest that in technology to make your people more productive.
The new financial model. Hey, Maurice Fuller, founder of Staffing Tec, thanks so much for being with us here.
Tom, thanks for having me.